I love it. I love it. All right. So welcome, ladies, for joining us. Those of you that are kind of newer to this, Crystal is one of our newest consultants to our awesome unit. Then we have Miss Dakota, who lives in Las Vegas. We have Miss Tara, who lives in Alaska. And then Janet is actually going to be our guest speaker tonight. I asked her to join us. She's also a sales director. So kind of to just go over some quick announcements. So if you haven't seen the notices on Mary Kay in Touch, you can start signing up your customers for the newest catalog that's coming out. So the PCP program, so not the drug, but preferred customer program. You can sign up your customers until April 17th. I don't recommend signing up all your customers. At 75 cents to send a catalog to each customer. You can do it through Mary Kay in Touch. If you're newer and need my help, let me know. But the benefit of sending your really good customers those catalogs is, number one, they're getting to see the newer products coming out. Number two, when you send it through the company, they send them a free sample. And 75 cents per customer is a lot less expensive than you sending out a catalog on your own. So you have till April 17th to do that. Again, I recommend sending like your top customers. So usually I say if they spend like $100 or more, I would send it to them. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. There's also an awesome event that I am doing with the amazing Jade Pearson, who's a sales director in our area. Next Friday, the 17th, we are doing a virtual spa pedicure. So if you missed the event that her and I did for our area, her and I are recreating that. And it's only going to be open to you ladies within my unit and her unit. So we're working on a flyer and a script you can start sending out to customers. If you want to connect with me to find out what products you need to include in your goodie bags, let me know. But we'll be featuring the satin hands, the revealing radiance pill, and the charcoal mask. Okay, so you need those three things. I'll teach you what you need to actually put in each container, how we're going to do it. But it's a great way. We're going to do Facebook Live. So I've had people tell me like they're interested, but they're like, I don't want to show my feet. So I'm like, don't worry about it. You don't need to show your feet. It's just going to be me and Jade. So, you know, tell them, grab a glass of wine, give yourself an amazing pedicure, and it's just some fun girlfriend time. So I'll get that out to you. Again, it's going to be next Friday, the 17th at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. So you have 2 different time slots to offer your customers. Take advantage of this, you guys. Like, you don't have to do anything but send out stuff to your customers, right? Like me and another sales director are doing all the legwork for you. There's also another event tomorrow night that Crystal Trojanowski, our national sales director, is putting on. It's a virtual beauty experience. There's still time. So if you haven't invited somebody, like just grab like a neighbor, grab a family, friend, somebody to watch. And you yourself should watch live too, because it's going to give you insight and more information on how to actually do these virtuals and get more comfortable with them. So make sure you take advantage of these events. And what else? I feel like there's something else I'm missing to tell you guys. This is our last quarter in this seminar year. So if you want to be a STAR consultant, take advantage of that. If you don't know what a STAR consultant is, it's when you in this quarter, this 3-month period, place at least an $1,800 cumulative sales into the company. So if you did 600 each month, that makes you a STAR consultant. You can find out more information under contests and promotions. We're in STAR quarter 4, but there's lots of great gifts that you can earn as a STAR consultant. This last quarter, Dakota knows because we did a Zoom meeting earlier this week. I ordered the single cup Keurig machine. I'm in love, you guys. I'm so in love with my single cup coffee maker. And I can only drink decaf, so I'm stoked, so stoked for my coffee maker. And then I ordered this really cute, it was a prize from last quarter, a really great, cute pair of like sunglasses and this amazing scarf. I'm a sucker for like sunglasses. So, and then what else was I gonna tell you guys? The only other thing is just, you know, all 3 of you actually that are on here have been awesome with contacting me, asking me for help. Crystal, I sent out your little containers. You should have them by Friday in your PO box. So, so continue to reach out to me if I can help you with doing virtuals. Let me know. I have a couple coming up on Saturday. I don't mind if any of you want to tune in through Zoom and just kind of keep your camera and microphones off. I can ask either one of them if they'd be cool with that. I'm sure it wouldn't be an issue. So let me know. That's another option for you ladies to get some extra training. And again, I'm here and available. So if you want me to do an event for you, or Crystal, I know you're newer. I told you whenever you do your first virtual, I'll do it for you. But just keep me in mind, like I'm here to help you ladies for this to be an awesome month. And I absolutely know it can be, because I'm finding out too, I don't know if you've seen this on the news, but they're starting to crack down on like Target, Costco. And I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, and making them not allowing them to sell non-essential items. So they're like making them rope off those areas. So no clothing. So anything that's non-essential, they're going to start not allowing businesses to sell. So there's going to be more of a demand for our stuff. Yeah. So stock up on your underwear. Okay. That's not essential. Although it is. Come on, man. So I have Janet joining us tonight. So a little background about Miss Janet and why I asked her to join is Janet's had this amazing journey. She is a sales director with our company 2 years now. Janet, you've been with Mary Kay going on 3? 2 going on 3? You've been 3. Okay, so 3. But you've been a sales director now for over a year going on 2 years. Gotcha. So September will be 2 years. Okay. So she's like, yeah. So a little background about Janet. She is very dear and near to my heart because if you don't know the story, she was actually my first consultant I ever signed onto Mary Kay. And we have a really funny story about it. We love sharing with people that I was so nervous in the start of my business that when I shared the opportunity with her and she said she wanted to sign, I was like, are you sure? Do you want to think about it? Take a couple days. Like, are you sure? Like, don't do that. Don't be like me. Okay. So just it goes to show you anybody can be a sales director. So she was my first consultant I ever signed. And then she debuted as a sales director September 1st. So this year will be 2 years that she's been a sales director. And she's definitely had her ebbs and flows in her business like all of us. And, you know, there's definitely been shifts in her life and her business that, you know, she had to shift her mindset to make sure that she was accomplishing the goals. And so I just kind of wanted to kind of open this up for her tonight to kind of do a Q&A. I'm going to ask her some questions, interview style, and then I want to give some time at the very end to allow you ladies to kind of ask her some questions of your own. So Janet, I will go ahead and unmute you and feel free if I didn't share something, go for it.
All right. Thank you so much, Crystal. Woo! I am so excited to be here with you guys in the Fierce unit, which is amazing. You have an amazing, amazing leader because I know because she was my leader at one point and she's still my mentor. She's my senior. So she's still someone I very, very, very much look up to. And oh my goodness, let's see. You pretty much said a lot of it. I've been doing this full time for over a year now. And before Mary Kay, I actually was a manager at a restaurant for over 10 years, which is crazy. But when I, got introduced to Mary Kay, like through Crystal, and I started realizing that I could do more with it and make money and not be miserable with my life, going into work with anxiety and coming home with tears in my eyes because I was over that job. I realized that was something that I wanted to pursue. And, thank God, seriously, for all the mentorship that I had from Crystal, from my other mentors, our huge love area. I mean, if it wasn't for all them and Crystal, I would never have become, I got to give myself some credit, but at the same time, like they were so amazing that they never made me feel like I was alone. And they pushed me and I became a sales director. So I was able to quit my other job, over a year ago. And I've been doing this full time since. So it's been such a blessing. Never thought I'd be doing this as a full-time Mary Kay lady, but I am. So yeah, so it's a little bit, and then of course I'm married. I've been married for May 1st will be 10 years. We don't have any kids yet. We're working on it. And we have our 2 fur babies. We love our kitties. So
Janet, you have to share with them. What are your cats' names?
Oh, we love Friends. So their names are Monica and Rachel. We are big Friends fans. And so we love our cats. Monica and Rachel, we've had a Phoebe, we've had a Janice. Yeah, we need to get a guy in there, like a Chandler or Joey. Or
Joey, yeah, Joey. That would be fun. Joey. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that little tidbit about yourself. And just to give you guys a little background as well to maybe inspire you and give you hope. So I met Janet because, and this is so crazy, like it's so true when you meet people, the journey it takes you on. So I met Janet because her sister went to high school with my husband. And so when I started Mary Kay, I hit up her sister and was like, hey girl, I need practice. One of my, I think actually it was, her mom and her sister were my first facial party. Okay. And I totally bombed, you guys, like totally bombed. I mismatched her mom on the foundation. She looked like Casper the Ghost. We laughed it off, just so you guys know, like they awesome. they gave me referrals, and Janet was one of my referrals, and she rescheduled on me 3 or 4 times. And then we connected, and see, the rest is history, guys. First sales director. How awesome.
So if anything, if you can learn anything from that story, learn that don't give up on your referrals. If you hit them up once and they say no, or they cancel on you, keep trying to reschedule them, because she rescheduled me 3 times. And I think I remember the day of the actual facial, she was coming over in the morning, Saturday morning. I was this close to calling her and saying, and I thought, Janet, don't be so flaky. You've already been flaky. Don't be flaky, and just hold it.
Yeah.
And she came over, and it changed my life. So
yeah. And just so you guys know, you can tell, like, Jenna is so full of energy. When I met her, I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot match her. I can't. And this is without coffee, you guys. You should see Janet without, like, when she's like, I'm tired. And I'm like, what? Like, this is you tired? But I love it. I love her energy. So I'm kind of curious, Janet, what made you sign your beauty agreement when you first started?
So honestly, I only signed for the discount. Like I told her, I was like, I'm not interested in doing this business. I had done a direct sales business like 2 or 3 times when I was younger, like much younger. And I remember it just wasn't good fits for me. There's so many out there, and I did not have good coaches at that time during the different, direct sales that I tried. It was just not a right fit for me. And so I thought I was not doing it right. I just thought it wasn't for me. I'm like, well, I guess direct sales isn't for me. And so I remember telling myself I would never do it again. So when I was thinking about signing, I was just like, well, I can just do it for the discount. I don't need to do anything with the business. I was like, yes, that's what I'm going to tell myself. I'm not going to do anything with the business. Yes, great, perfect. That's all. That's why I signed.
And then what shifted from it just being discount to wanting more from the business?
Well, so my director at the time and Crystal's director was Megan. And Megan, she held her welcome with me. And I remember she wanted to meet up in person. This is how bad I was, you guys. I was like, no, I'm not going to meet up in person with this lady. Like, I don't even want to do the business. No, she can get a phone call. Like, let's do a welcome over the phone. So bad. And so I literally was like, oh, fine. We did the welcome over the phone, and she was just sharing everything with me through the welcome about everything I had at my fingertips with Mary Kay. I was like, wow, okay. So I started off with like, I want to be very, very part-time. But at the end of the welcome, I was like, wow, maybe I kind of do want to do this like really, a little bit more. And I actually realized the benefit of inventory when I started. And so I actually came in with the 2,400, believe it or not. Like I was the one that was like, no, stay away from me. I don't want to do direct sales. And then through just seeing everything the company offers, and I was like, wow, well, might as well give this a shot. So I applied for the Mary Kay visa, and I came in with 2,400, which is crazy. So it was, the cool thing is that I really think everything happens for a reason, because I believe in my heart that if I did not come in with inventory, and I'm not saying that it's a make or break for everybody, but this is just for myself personally. If I did not come in with inventory, I probably wouldn't have taken the business seriously. And I would have just probably made it as a hobby, because I remember, I'll never forget the day my inventory came in, and it was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 boxes and they were at the front door. My husband comes in and he sees the boxes, and then he looks at me. I look at him. He looks at me again. He looks down at the boxes, and he's like, well, I guess you're committed. And I'm like, well, I guess I am. I better go make some calls. And so I got to work because I said, you know what? I'm not going to let this sit in my room and be another regret. I'm saying, like, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have given it a shot. I was like, well, I'm just going to be coachable. I'm just going to listen to what Crystal's telling me, what Megan's telling me to do. They gave me all the scripts, and I just did it. So.
And then what changed in your mind? Because I know at some point there was like a shift, and you said, you know what, I don't want to work on my regular job anymore, and I want to become a sales director. So what made that shift for you?
Oh man, honestly, thinking back, there were so many things. I feel like when I started Mary Kay, I thought I was a pretty confident person. Come to find out, I was not actually. I was very not I perceived it on the outside with a smile and just everything else, but I was very insecure with myself, and not as confident as I thought I was. And I was like, wow. So when I started growing and started like literally becoming a part of the culture with Mary Kay, going to the events, seeing what all that I could have with this business and the women that were surrounding me by, like with this business, I was just like, okay, God didn't put this in my life for no reason. Like, and then I started realizing, because I was at my other job and it just started getting harder and harder. Got some new general managers in, some new people coming in. It was just really making it hard on us, being really difficult, not good people. And I was just really like so fed up with my other job. I was literally in tears all the time coming home, just over that job. And I just remember talking to Crystal. I remember talking to Megan, and just, I was like, I am so over this. I want to do this. I can do this. Like, because in the beginning, I'm going to be honest, I didn't have enough confidence in myself to think I could do it. But they believed in me enough to where they were like, no, Janet, you were made for this. You are a leader. You can do this. If you really want it, the only thing that's holding you back is yourself. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're right. It is me, because nobody else is holding me back. I'm holding myself back. And so I'm like, okay. So it was like, I would say it was probably because you and I, Crystal, were running together for a good amount of time before, we were like running buddies. We were like doing it, man. We were like, let's do this. We made, gosh. And it was like, when I started seeing her, like, this is what I want. I'm going to be a director no matter what. I was just like, wow, her determination, her like no excuses, just like, I'm doing this is what I'm doing. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm like, girl, there is no doubt in your mind. Dang, I need that. So it was just like by leading, by the leaders I had, the mentors I had, and just being coachable, and just realizing that shift for me was probably about a year and a half, not even a year and a half. I think it was like maybe like not even less than a year. It was probably like half, like into the Mary Kay. Like, I realized I wanted a lot more with my business than what I was just doing it as fun, so, just for fun. So yeah.
If you could share one piece of advice with these ladies, maybe it's something you would share with yourself, the pre-confident Janet when she first started Mary Kay, what's one piece of advice that you would share either with your younger self? I don't want to say your younger self, but did we lose somebody? Oh, with yourself when you first started Mary Kay, or something that you feel like these women could benefit from?
Okay. Honestly, there's so much, but if I could say one piece of advice, one thing I could share with you guys that was very a game changer for myself was staying consistent. Stay consistent in your business. I learned that the hard way many times, where I was going, and then I'm like, oh, it's December. I'm going to slow down right now. And everybody's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. It's December. I'm just doing my thing. And I wasn't staying consistent. And so it would be so much harder for me to take off again, to get that momentum built back up. I got to say, like, that's the hardest thing. Like, if and I've learned, like, Janet, just pick up the phone and make the calls. It's not going to take you all day. Have a list. You have 10 people you're going to call today. Call them. Okay, cool. Do my calls. Great. Awesome. Okay. Reach out to your reorders. What do you got to do? Okay. Crystal was on me like white on rice, by the way. I just want you to know. She was on me like what, I'm the kind of person that needed that. Like, I needed someone on my butt to say, go, do this. Janet, go. I was in sports my whole life. I played soccer my whole life. I had a coach telling me what to do, and I did it. They're like, Janet, do A, B, and C. I did it. But because it was like on my own, like, I'd be like, oh no, and then I'm like, what am I doing? Because honestly, it made it so much, it would just, if I could give you any advice, it would just say, stay consistent, because it makes it so much harder to go from like 0 to 10, and then 0 to 10, and then 0 to 10, instead of just staying consistent. 5, 6, 5, 6, kind of in that kind of same, that medium kind of pace. And honestly, I hear it over and over and over again from national sales directors, from top directors. All I did was made my calls every day. I reached out to my customers. I held 3 to 5 parties a week. And that's why I'm where I'm at. Because what happens is people, they don't stay consistent. and then they drop off a little by little, and then they start pushing away little by little. And it's like, whoa, where did they go? like what happened to this person? I remember working, not working, but being amongst a lot of women in our unit at the time. It was the Love Bug unit. And, there was a lot of people that just would come, and then they would go, and they would come and go. And I was like, where did this person go? Well, they just stopped doing it. They just stopped plugging themselves in. And so if I could say anything, stay consistent. Stay plugged in with your meetings, stay plugged in with the events, because that is your lifeline. It's so funny. I just learned this from another sister sales director of ours, which her name was Angela Diegman. She's amazing. She's a Cadillac driver. She's awesome. And I remember reaching out to her not too long ago, and I asked her a question. I said, hey girl, what do you say when because I'm, when I get new people coming in, and what do you share with them about like the meetings that we have? Because I know that they're not mandatory. She's like, you know what I say, Janet? And I'm like, what? She's like, I tell them, hey, the meetings aren't mandatory, but they're mandatory. And I'm like, whoa, what does that mean? She's like, because they are. Our meetings are a lifeline to our business. It's like, if we don't have our meetings, then we're kind of just leaving ourselves out in the cold and just to kind of do it on our own. And it's so true. Like people, they say, the people who show up, go up. And that's so true, because if I wouldn't have showed up to my meeting every single Monday, that's some nights we usually do our meetings, before I was a director, if I didn't stay consistently in my meetings, I would not be where I'm at right now. I would have fall off a long time ago. So it's so funny. Everybody in my family knows Monday night meetings, that's Janet's time. They're not going to ask me to go to dinner that night. They're not going to ask me, hey, Janet, there's going to be a party. And be like, darn, I'm so sorry. Like that's the night my Monday night meetings are. That's my work. That's my time to plug myself in with my girls, to get, boost myself back up, to get me strong for my week. Like I need that. That's what's my lifeline for my business. And so people already know that. So I set that standard for myself. My family knows it. Everybody knows it. And so they don't even try to ask me to do something Monday night, because I'm going to tell them, I'm sorry, like I can't. So anyways, I would just say consistency and plugging yourself in and staying consistent.
I agree. My husband tonight was like, oh, do you want dinner tonight? I'm like, it is my meeting night. You already know that. You just need to relax. Well, thank you for sharing. And ladies, I was going to go over the Revealing Radiance peel, because those of you that know, when we do these meetings, I do a product knowledge, product feature every week. But what I'll do is I'll do a separate live video tomorrow and just kind of go over the facts about it, showcase it. So I'll do that tomorrow in a separate video, because I want to really allow this time for you ladies to ask any questions to Janet. So I'm going to unmute all of you. And if you guys have any questions, she's an open book, you guys. Like, trust me, she'll give it to you straight. Go for it. Questions.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
No questions? Nothing?
No, you always catch me off guard with the questions part.
Come on, Dakota. I know you're burning inside for a question.
Honestly, just if you guys have any questions, like I said, anything at all. I'm not gonna. I love to answer questions. So, I was in your shoes before too. So.
Oh, just so you ladies know, she was there when I fell. She was there when I fell and broke my nose.
No.
She was my friend. Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Yeah.
Look at her. We make a joke. We say every time we're gonna hang out that I'm gonna recreate that like once every few months. Just kidding. What questions do you have? Anything, ladies? Anything whatsoever?
I had a question about like 5 minutes ago, and I just need to.
Well, I tell you what. If you think of them later, I'm trying to unmute you. I can't. You don't want to be unmuted? Why not? You don't want to be unmuted? She won't let me unmute her. Okay.
Because we're having dinner.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will mute you. All right. Well, if you guys, you've been muted. Well, if you ladies have any questions that you can think of later on, feel free to box me or message me. I can share them with Janet, or I can share your Voxer with her, and then she will respond back to you. But I want to take the time, Janet, thank you so much for taking the time just to kind of pour into these wonderful women. Share a little bit about yourself. You're such an inspiration to me, to so many others. And I've already told you this, if I could encapsulate the energy that you have, it would be my vitamin every single day, because your energy is like unmatched compared to anybody else I've ever met in my entire life. And you three amazing women for just choosing to take the time out of your schedule, respect my time, and join this meeting. I appreciate you. Dakota, you're always so consistent. Thank you, Miss Vegas. And then Tara, thank you so much, sweetie. Alaska, always joining us. And then now we got California representing with the other Crystal. Woo woo! Not to be mistaken. Okay, Crystal's number 1. Crystal Romero. I'll be number 2. It's cool. 2. But thank you so much, you guys. I really, really appreciate all of you. Hopefully you gained some knowledge from this. And you know I'm always here if I can answer any questions. So I will go ahead and stop recording now.